Okay, so we're diving into your source material today, and wow, the amount of AI news just from late October 2025. It's not a trickle, it's more like a flood, isn't it?
It really is.
Hmm.
And what we're focusing on in this deep dive is this fundamental shift. AI isn't just some future concept anymore.
Yeah.
It's operational. It's being integrated, deployed, like right
Right.
now, globally.
But, looking through the sources, there's this real tension. You see these incredible, almost sci-fi advancements side by side with some serious um, economic fallout and legal headaches.
Exactly. It's like the tech is just accelerating way faster than we can write the rules or adapt socially.
That's a good way to put it.
We're calling it the AI acceleration paradox. You've got this really sophisticated AI weaving itself into finance, science, shopping.
Everything.
Yeah, but at the same time, you get the immediate, messy reality, legal fights, job impacts.
And it's all happening at once. Like we've got sources showing NVIDIA launching, autonomous robo-taxis. And the same week, Meta is laying off hundreds from its AI teams.
And Microsoft gets sued over forcing its AI assistant on people. It's quite the mix.
Okay, let's definitely unpack this. Where should we start?
Well, let's start where that paradox really hits home for a lot of people.
Yeah.
How we shop. This new OpenAI and PayPal link-up,
Yeah.
it basically turns chatting into buying.
Yeah, this seems huge. It feels like it could really change online shopping. So starting 2026, PayPal's using this open source thing, ACP, Agentic Commerce Protocol.
That's the one. And it lets merchants who use PayPal get their products shown right inside apps like ChatGPT.
Okay.
And then, because OpenAI already has that instant checkout feature from September,
Right, I remember that.
users won't just see a recommendation in the chat. They can actually confirm the order, shipping, payment, all using their PayPal wallet without ever leaving ChatGPT.
So 0 clicks, basically, from chat to checkout.
Pretty much. Starting with big categories, clothes, beauty products, electronics.
And PayPal just handles the back-end stuff, routing to the right merchant.
Exactly. And think about the scale. PayPal CEO mentioned, 400 million users?
Yeah. Yeah, and ChatGPT has hundreds of millions using it every week. That's a massive potential market connected instantly.
It is.
But here's the thing, though. If you remove all that friction, all the clicks, the comparison pages, do you also remove the consumer's chance to, think, to shop around? Is making it that easy actually good for us?
That's definitely the risk with this kind of agentic commerce. The AI agent is built for speed, for convenience, right? So it becomes the gatekeeper. It might prioritize the fastest way to get you to buy, not necessarily the absolute best deal or the perfect product for you. Speed could easily trump choice.
Speed wins over choice. I like that. Okay, so if AI is changing shopping, what about planning? TripAdvisor's doing something with AI too, but it sounds different.
It is different. They launched an AI itinerary generator. It's in beta now. You tell it where you're going, what you like.
And it spits out a day-by-day plan, like museums,
Yeah,
restaurants.
Exactly. Using all their existing data, 1 billion reviews, photos, opinions, all that stuff.
Okay, but what's the key difference here compared to, say, Expedia or Kayak? They have AI chatbots, right?
Right. And that's the crucial point. TripAdvisor specifically didn't include a conversational chatbot. They focused on generating structured itineraries based on their reliable data.
Oh,
They seem to be aiming to enhance their existing planning tools, make them smarter, rather than replacing the experience with a chat.
so leaning into structured data for reliability rather than free-form chat where things can get weird.
Precisely. Which brings us neatly to the whole authenticity question. If AI's planning trips,
Can it fool you on TV? Yeah, let's talk about that Channel 4 thing in the UK. That was wild.
the Dispatches documentary, Will AI Take My Job? You could call the whole thing a very effective, deliberate on-screen stunt.
Okay, walk me through it again. There's a presenter, looks totally real, on screen the whole time, interviewing people, reporting.
Looks completely normal, does the whole show.
And then
And then, right at the end, the reveal comes. The presenter says, reveals that they aren't real. The face, the voice, the mannerisms, all AI generated.
not a single real camera shot of that person.
Not one frame filmed in the real world, according to the reporting.
And the quote was literally, "I'm not real. In a British TV first, I'm an AI presenter."
Yep.
Man, that hits differently, doesn't it? It creates this kind of gut-level anxiety about what's real, what you can trust,
Absolutely.
which makes you wonder, If we can't trust the face on TV, how do we trust the AI tools that are starting to handle, serious professional work? Millions, billions of dollars.
That question of trust and verification is critical as we shift to these high-value professional tools. AI isn't just a general helper anymore. It's becoming specialized, stepping into knowledge work.
Okay, like Anthropic's Cloud for Life Sciences. This isn't just ChatGPT answering science questions, is it?
No, not at all. This is a purpose-built system designed to speed up scientific discovery. It helps researchers digest massive amounts of literature, generate hypotheses, analyze data.
Even draft regulatory submissions.
Yes. And the key is the speed and the integration. Anthropic showed examples where, say, a complex comparative study analysis, something that might take a scientist days of manual work, can now be done in minutes by Claude.
Wow. And it plugs into their existing tools.
Seamlessly. Benchling, PubMed, 10x Genomics, the core stuff scientists use daily. It's AI embedded in the workflow, not just sitting alongside it.
Okay, so that's massive efficiency for science. What about finance? Sounds like Anthropic is making big moves there too, maybe even more disruptive, aiming at jobs that pay, what, $80K a year?
That's the direction, yeah. Their expanded Claude for financial services is pretty potent.
Yeah.
Especially this new Claude for Excel add-in. It's still in beta, but it looks like a game changer.
How does it work? Does it just answer questions about the spreadsheet?
It goes way beyond that. It puts Claude right there in the sidebar of Excel. It can analyze the data in the sheet, find errors in complex formulas, figure out dependencies, and even build completely new sheets based on your instructions.
Whoa. But can you trust it? Going back to the AI presenter, if it builds a whole financial model, how do you know it's right?
That's the transparency piece they're emphasizing.
Yeah.
It explains its reasoning in plain English. Every step, every formula it creates or debugs, it tells you why.
Okay, that's crucial for audit trails.
Absolutely. And beyond Excel, they're turning Claude into what they call a live market companion.
Meaning?
New data connectors. It can pull in real-time info from places like LSEG, Moody's, AIRA, I think earnings call transcripts, credit ratings, market data.
So like having a conversation with a Bloomberg terminal almost?
Kind of, yeah. Bringing that level of data access into the conversational AI interface.
And that lets it do actual tasks.
Exactly. They've introduced these agent skills, things that automate tasks usually done by junior analysts, discounted cash flow models, comparable company analysis.
Initiating coverage reports. That's a whole workflow.
It is. We're definitely moving past simple AI assistance here into AI actually executing these entry-level professional jobs.
Right. And meanwhile, Google's pushing Gemini hard in education, right?
Yeah, rapidly. Gemini for Education is apparently in over 1,000 institutions now, reaching something like 10 million students.
What's it doing for them? Personalized quizzes, learning help?
Things like that, yeah. Guided learning features, AI image generation for projects. But the benefits for faculty seem pretty significant too.
Like what?
Well, using Gemini in the Chrome browser to quickly summarize dense research papers across different tabs, that saves a ton of time.
I can see that.
And they've got features coming like latex rendering and better PDF generation in Gemini Canvas, which should really help math and physics instructors create materials more easily.
So cutting down on the admin burden of teaching and research, more knowledge work automation.
Exactly. But this ability for AI to do high-value work so quickly, it inevitably bumps up against the economic reality, which brings us back to the friction side of that paradox.
And the engine powering so much of this AI boom is NVIDIA, right? Their recent GTC event in October sounded very focused on building the actual infrastructure.
Very much so. Big partnerships focused on agentic AI and physical AI infrastructure.
Physical infrastructure, like supercomputers.
Yep, partnering with Oracle to build this massive AI supercomputer for the U.S. Department of Energy. We're talking 110,000 of their latest Blackwell GPUs.
Just for science research.
Primarily, yeah. Accelerating discovery. And they're building a new robotic factory in Texas with Foxconn, presumably to build more AI hardware.
Okay, and digitally. Connectivity.
Partnering with Nokia, they're creating something called the Aerial RAN computer. Basically a 6G-ready platform that builds AI services right into the network connectivity itself. Faster, smarter data transfer.
And then the bit that people might actually see on the streets, robotaxis.
The Uber partnership. A plan to launch an autonomous fleet, potentially 100,000 robotaxis starting in 2027. All running on NVIDIA's Drive Hyperion platform.
That's pure acceleration right there.
It is, and it perfectly frames CEO Jensen Huang's famous line about labor.
Oh yeah, what was it? You won't lose your job to a robot.
You'll lose your job to someone using a robot.
The message is pretty clear. Adapt or get left behind. AI is becoming mandatory.
That's the implication. The infrastructure is being built to make it essential.
Now then, almost the same week all this acceleration is announced, you get the harsh reality check. Meta lays off staff from their AI unit.
You have 600 employees. Cuts hit their legacy AI research teams, but also infrastructure and product units. Even some senior people, VPs.
Why? If AI is the future, why cut AI staff?
Well, the official line, according to a memo from Alexander Wang, was about efficiency. Smaller teams make decisions faster, work better. It suggests a shift, maybe, moving away from big blue sky research teams towards leaner groups focused purely on deploying AI into products.
So the industry maturing, which means consolidation even for highly skilled AI folks.
It looks that way. It's a painful part of the cycle, hitting even the core development engine.
Okay, so job consolidation is one kind of friction. The Microsoft lawsuit in Australia feels like another kind of friction with consumers.
Definitely. The ACCC, Australia's consumer watchdog, is suing Microsoft. They allege Microsoft misled potentially 2.7 million customers about their Microsoft 365 subscription renewals.
And this is all about the Copilot AI assistant being added in.
Exactly. Microsoft integrated Copilot, and that triggered a pretty significant price hike for many users. The personal plan, for instance, jumped about 45%.
From $109 to $159 a year, yeah.
And the ACCC's core complaint is how Microsoft presented the options.
They basically said, take the new, more expensive plan with Copilot or just cancel your subscription entirely.
That's what the ACCC alleges were the only clear options presented up front.
But there was another option.
There was apparently a third way, an undisclosed classic plan. It kept the old features, the old lower price, without the Copilot integration.
And Microsoft didn't tell people about it easily.
Allegedly, no. The ACCC claims it was essentially hidden. You only found out about this cheaper non-Copilot option if you actually started the cancellation process.
Wow, so you had to threaten to leave to find the opt-out.
That seems to be the allegation. And the ACCC argues, quite reasonably, that many people would have stuck with the cheaper classic plan if they'd known it existed without having to dig for it.
They're seeking penalties, refunds. This feels less like just a price issue and more about transparency and choice when AI gets bundled in, whether you want it or not.
Precisely. It's a fight over consumer choice in an era where AI integration is increasingly becoming mandatory, or at least the default.
Okay, so summing this up, we see AI digging deep into commerce, science, finance, even physical infrastructure like taxis. That's the acceleration.
Right. But colliding immediately with that is the friction. Pressure on jobs, like the Meta layoffs, and this direct challenge to consumer trust and transparency, like Microsoft allegedly hiding the non-AI option. The tech speed seems to be outrunning responsible communication.
So here's the final thought, maybe, for you listening. If AI is becoming work itself, like NVIDIA's CDO suggests, and it's baked into everything from your spreadsheet to your shopping cart, how do you, the user, keep control?
Yeah, how do you make sure you actually have a choice when the option to say no thanks to the AI feature and the price hike that comes with it, that classic plan, is buried until you basically threaten to walk away?
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Will the fight over the opt-out button, the right to refuse forced AI without penalty, is that going to be the next big consumer protection battleground?
Because the incentive for companies to make opting out difficult or invisible is only going to grow as AI becomes more embedded, more mandatory seeming.
Definitely something to keep an eye on as AI keeps moving from just chat to actually closing the deal. Thanks for diving in with us today.